G'day guys, how you going today? Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. What we're going to be doing is making one of these. Now, yep, that is a Pepsi can and I've turned it into an alcohol burner. Now you can actually cook on that straight with a pot and all that. We'll get into that a little bit later on, and we're going to do a bit of an experiment to see if you can cook on one of these using Bundaberg rum. We're going to have a crack at it a little bit later on. But first, here's how to make them. So to make ourselves one of these here, all we're going to need is a can, any aluminium can, and I'm using my Leatherman Blast. So first thing we're going to do is going to crack open. These come with a little can opener. You can use your knife and anything like that. Anyone that carries on about going metal on metal with a knife, learn how to sharpen a knife. Like seriously, a knife's a tool, and use it like one. So there you go. So we're going to get into there, just hook onto that little lip there and slowly work our way around that without bending up the can, and that will just cut open that and work around there. So we sit around there, it'll only take a second. We should be able to do this all in one take, this part of it, just to show you that how easy it actually is and if I don't mess it up. So best thing about aluminium cans is if you're out camping somewhere, there's always some dirty pig out there that'll leave cans and stuff lying around, and you can pretty much find something to make one of these pretty easily. So there we go. So that's out of there. Now you can use your knife, score it and make it nice and smooth. That's pretty sharp in there, so be careful shoving your fingers in. Next thing we want to do is switch over to a knife. Find our knife blade and roughly measure. I'm not measuring anything really here, so we might go to about the top of the O is where we want to be. So we'll go to that part there. We'll move up to here. So cut a little bit further with your knife because it will fold over and it'll bend. So now we want to keep it as straight as possible. Just eyeballing it on the way around. And here's the tricky bit without bending it all up and without slicing yourself up. There you go. So we're to there. And now we want to save this bit because we need that bit in a few seconds. Now we want to flip over to the scissors. You can do all this with a knife. I like to use the scissors because you can end up with a nice clean edge there. So then we want to take it down. We said about the bottom of that O. So we'll get into there like that. And put that up, get in under there. And we'll take that around and see if we can clean it up. That's a nice clean little edge there. And try to get it around so it hasn't got that little fold in for it. I've gone up a little bit high there, doesn't matter. As long as you've got enough in there and no holes in it. There we go. So roughly about there. Put that bit over there. We don't need that little bit anymore. Now, what we want to do is flip over to, we'll stay with the scissors, sorry. I was going to flip over to the knife, but if you use your knife on this next part, it actually bends this in very, very easily. So we want to measure from this edge here where it goes in for a lip from the bottom rim of the can. So we want to line them up like that. And that's roughly where we want it, is about where that is there. So not sure if you can see that on the camera or not, but we want that to about there. So we want to line up that lip there with that lip there, and that's about where we want it, around about there. So if I put my thumb there and mark it and then cut down with the scissors, look at that, and that will be roughly around about right, around about there. So now we want to get into this part, cut around here again, keep it as level as possible. And we don't want too many lips on this part. We don't want it to go over the edge too much, but can't be avoided because it is aluminium, and if you're not careful, it will cut you. So don't be This is really easy to do. A fun little project too if you've got kids or you're going out camping. Get them to make up things. Now, if you keep that bit, it comes handy in a couple of minutes. Here's the secret part of it that we like to do. I'll flip that over. We don't need any of those yet. I'm going to use the file. I've got a file on here. I've got a saw. Use anything that you can, anything like a screwdriver, anything with a flat edge pretty much you can use. And what you want to do is put your 2 fingers in like that. And on this edge here, you want to be able to dent it in. So 2 fingers like that. Put your edge between your fingers and push down with your thumb. So you want to go like that and put a line in it. You see how that's creased in there? And every centimetre or so, the whole way around, you want to make a crease like that. And what that'll do is that gives room for the air to flow up. And for the you want to make sure that they're dented in properly, nice and deep. Push down the edges. Make sure that you bend that down. And what it does is it lets you help it get into the bottom part of the can as well. So you want to make a little bit of a corrugation there. So it comes around like that, all the way around. There we go. So we've got our corrugations all the way around there, and you can see that that's bent into there. Now we need to get that part into there. You see that's going to be a tight little fit. That's where this bit here comes in handy. So we can actually slide that into there like that, and it's going to sit in that edge, but that bit there is going to be sticking up. So what we do is slide this piece into here, and we use that as a guide to get that down into there. So it might take you a couple of goes. You can cut this into 2 pieces, make it a little bit easier to get it in there, but you don't want to rip the cans either if you can get it in there. And we get it in there like that. There it is. Pull that bit there out, hold your thumb on top, pull that out, and that is ready to go. That is how simple it is. And we're all good to go. And we're going to throw some alcohol in one and light it up and show you how they work. And then we're going to try and see if we can cook with a bit of Bundaberg rum. Now the other part that I forgot to do for that one there was probably a very important part as well. And that is to make sure that you punch an extra little hole into the top here. So if you just get into there, hold it carefully, lip into that edge and just punch a little hole in, because that'll allow some airflow to go into there. So just one little hole like that makes all the difference. Now what I'm actually doing now is I'm filling up this other one with this here, which is a biofuel made by a friend of mine. Thank you, John. He's made up this ethanol fuel. He's got a still and makes his own biofuel for his trangias and for his alcohol cooking stoves and that sort of stuff. So thank you very much. Very, very awesome. Now what we want to do is, for this, we want to get it lit. So we've got to get down into there. Now I haven't put very much fuel in this one. And we're going to see how it goes. So we're going to try to get it lit. We'll use this bit of paper here. If we can get that to hold a flame. Oh. So sometimes you've got to warm up the fuel a bit as well, which is oh, that is burning there now. So that is our little stove burning away. It's got the alcohol in. Now you'll see that there's no flame. There's no flame because we're using a pure alcohol. If you're using methylated spirits or something like that, then methylated spirits will have a bit of color to it. You can actually get rid of the soot and all that through methylated spirits by using a little bit of water. And I don't know whether you can see that flame coming up there now, but that is getting really hot. Now I've got my pot out of the trangia, so yeah, sorry, cut a little bit of water with your methylated spirits will cut down on the soot and the stuff. So what we do is we put a bit of water in here. We've got a little bit of just straight water into there, and we put that straight over the top. And what you'll see is the flames will come up these little ridges here on the sides. It'll suck the flame out of there. That little hole that we punched in the side will actually let the air in to let it out. It'll suck up all of that flameage around the outside, and that'll cook away, and that won't take very long, and that will boil. Well, it is raining and the wind has picked up, and not sure if you can see right there, but that is steaming away. We just had it boiling a second ago, and if we just pick her up there for a sec, you'll see that's burning away. I've got this aluminium tray that I've just put here as a bit of a block that's still burning away, and you'll see there, as we tilt her up a bit, that it is definitely getting hot. It definitely just boiled a second ago, but I didn't have the camera on. But that is getting nice and hot in there, and I think it's about time that we went and saw if the Bundaberg Rum is going to be able to cook something. These are not the ideal conditions to be doing this in. It is windy, it's bucketing down rain, and we're going to try this anyway and see how it goes. There's our Bundy Rum, and I'm going to fill this right up. Let's give it the best shot we possibly can, guys. Let's see how we go. See if we can get it lit. If we can get it lit, I reckon we've got a shot. So we're leaking some over there, and I'm literally wasting rum for the sake of giving this a bash. And yep, let's see how we go. If we can get it to take a light. This wind is going to be an absolute nightmare. Check out that, it is actually burning. It took me so many goes to get that lit, guys. It is unbelievable how windy it is right now. And I've just got this aluminium tray up here, trying to hold the wind off it. And I might put that Trangia cover over the top, just to see if we can get it to actually burn a little bit longer. And hopefully, we'll have to do this when it's not as windy, because this is just getting nuts. It's crazy. Now this is 100% not what we set out to do today, and the whole idea was just to show you how to make one of these that you can cook on them. They're great. A little thing you can do is, if you get a little bit of metal, you can actually make a cross brace, or use that bit of aluminium from around the center to make a cross brace to put in there. It lifts your pot up a little bit higher, and it cooks way more efficiently for them. Yep, that is still burning in there, and the water on top starting to get warm, but we'll just see if we can get it to boil. That'd be cool if we could. Well, we've been around about half an hour or so, and that water it's warm, like you can put your fingers in it and you can feel that it's hot, but it's not boiling in any way, shape or form. The flames are so small on that using the Bundaberg Rum, because it has been, obviously it's been watered down so that you could drink it and not die, which is a good thing. And so I would probably save the Bundy Rum for drinking, and the cooking alcohols for cooking, so we know which ones are which there. I do like to keep my cooking alcohols in these other bottles as well, because it just make sure that they are safe. But that is burning still. Yeah, I don't know whether you can see that flame or not. It's a blue flame, very, very clear, but it is definitely burning, and just has not been very hot at all. Like, I can hold my hand over that there, and that little flame, there's just not enough heat, especially in this wind, for that to be able to go. So I would definitely recommend having a crack at making one of these. They are nice and easy to do, and they do work, but you can put your little bit of a cross brace across them, makes them a little bit more efficient, and you can cook yourself up a feed using an old can and some cooking alcohol, if some alcohol fuel if you have it there. So there you go. So I've just relit the other one with the cooking alcohol, and you can see the difference. You can actually see that flame ripping out there at the moment. I'll put that surround there with the wind here. I normally wouldn't do that, but we'll put that pot onto there. And like I said, that was a bit warm from the other one, and that should boil away in no time at all. Now I have cheated and I've added the top part of the Trangia on there, but I have got the can still in the bottom. You can see that down to there. So, and you'll see that that water is only just coming onto the boil. It's really struggling to burn there at the moment. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do another video right now showing how well this Trangia works when you use the proper system, and I might do a comparison of my cooking systems that I use when I'm on the road. But as a wet, rainy little alternative, there you go. It will work. You can cook on it and it cooks away. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed that, and have a crack at them yourself. Have a go at making one. And yeah, there you go. Little homemade alcohol burner.